What is up, guys? My name is Sharon Subhair, and I am the owner of G-Rigs. So, esports has lately exploded in India. People have honestly started seeing esports as a viable professional option. People want to get into esports. People have started taking esports very seriously. They've started training for esports. Parents want to help bring their kids up to be professional esports players. If you have esports team forming up, and Nvidia has honestly been at the heart of all this, with technologies like Nvidia Reflex giving players every possible competitive advantage when it comes to esports. Nvidia honestly has elevated itself to be the prime choice when it comes to esports gaming. Now, if you want to set up an esports rig, this would be my cheat sheet for that. Start with at least a 6-core CPU. Be it Intel or AMD, go with a 6-core CPU because 6-core is always better. Most esports gamers love to branch into streaming or content creation in their esports careers, so it's always better to have 6 cores because 4 cores are always apt for gaming, and the 2 extra core helps with content creation. So 6 cores for your gaming and content creation. Go with at least 16 gigabytes of RAM. 16 is like the new bottom line when you want to set up rigs. 16 gigs kind of hit a sweet spot where you have enough RAM for most games to chew through well. You can go up to 32, but 16 in most cases would be more than enough, especially if you're focusing on esports. For motherboard, always go with any mid-tier and higher end if you have more money to spend, but I would always recommend sticking to a proper mid-tier motherboard that supports overclocking, because most new CPUs these days support turbo boost and some form of overclocking. It's always better to go with an overclock ready motherboard. For storage, go with at least a 240 GB SSD. This is where your operating system and the most common programs that you launch are going to stay. And for the power supply, something I always say, do not skimp out on power supply or motherboard. Don't cheap out on these two components because these are the two components that are going to keep your computer rolling together and keep everything tight and rolling. So make sure you at least go with 80 plus bronze, go for gold if you can, and at least 550 watts. If you're starting with an entry-level RTX card, go with at least 550 watt bronze. At least bronze is always mandatory. And now for cases, pick any case that you like as long as it has ample airflow. And now for the important part, and the graphic card. And if you're on a budget, I would say go with at least a 1660 Super because 6 gigs of VRAM. It is based on the first-gen RTX architectures. It is ample if you're starting out, and it will give you very solid FPS in games like Valorant. And the 6GB definitely helps if you want to play at higher resolutions. So go with at least a 1660 Super if you're serious about getting started with esports, or branch out and get an RTX 2060, 3060 or above if you want to go full on RTX and if you want to take advantage of all the awesome new features that RTX promises. So these would be a very solid foundation for an esports ready gaming PC, and with every great esports ready gaming PC you need a wonderful monitor to go with it, because esports gamers are very keen about FPS because every frame counts in a competitive space where real prize money is on the line and when you're playing against real people. Go with at least a 144Hz monitor. You can scale up and go for 240 or 360Hz if you want, but that again is kind of like a strain on your budget. But most 144 monitors have come down in price these days, where it is accessible to a lot of people, so you can get a very good 144Hz monitor to pair nicely with your esports gaming PC, and then you can definitely get those kills. And when you pair your esports gaming PC with Nvidia's latest graphic cards, you get to take advantage of their latest technologies like Nvidia's Reflex, which in layman terms optimizes your input flow with the software so seamlessly that you get to take advantage of every single frame, helping you get those kills like bang bang. So yep, this is my cheat sheet for getting an awesome esports ready PC together for you. We have a wide range of esports ready gaming PCs, streaming PCs, workstation, everything available at our website if you want to go check them out. Our website is grix.store, that's grags.store. Once again, that was your cheat sheet in building an esports ready PC for everyone who's enthusiastic about getting into an esports career, who is considering that to be a professional, viable career path. I would say all the very best. Start fragging, and remember, just like Nvidia says, frames win games.